Hi, I'm Brandy Connor. I've been in the lodging and hospitality industry my entire life. My company's helped thousands of hotel owners improve their business. And in this season of Hotel Incredible, I take you to the most unique, boutique, and beautiful properties all across the country. Follow me as I explore these extraordinary places and see how they've transformed guest experience from good to incredible. In the heart of the nation's capital sits an entirely new kind of upscale hotel. Welcome to the Royal Sonesta, Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill. Hi, Amy.
Hello, Brandy. Oh,
So nice to meet you.
very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you here, and I'm so glad that you decided to showcase our hotel.
Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So tell me a little bit about the Royal Sonesta here at the Capitol Hill.
Well, we have been open a year at this point, and when it opened, it was the first new hotel on Capitol Hill in 40 years.
Gosh, wow.
So you can imagine all the interest with all the groups that need to meet on Capitol Hill. They're thrilled that they've got this hotel that they can use now.
Oh, wonderful. Now, how many guest rooms do you have?
We have 274 guest rooms. We have about 10,000 square feet of meeting space that I'll show you in a minute. We have a beautiful restaurant over the left here, Bistro du Jour. L'Enfant laid out the city, so we thought it would make sense to have a French restaurant, of course.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. And now tell me about this artwork that you have.
So when we were developing the hotel, we wanted to come up with a storyline. And at the end of the day, as we looked at particularly this part of Washington, D.C., where people are hardworking, they're coming here with purpose, they want to change things, make things better, we really felt that was something to dig into. And you'll find it a lot in the artwork that we chose.
Oh, wonderful. So tell me about some of the pieces you have.
Sure will. Looking over here, the first one that we see above the restaurant was actually done by a friend of mine who goes by the name of Gaia. And this is a picture of the suffragettes when Donald Trump when he had his inauguration 2017. The day following that was actually a women's march, which just the crowds were huge. And they were wearing these hats that I can't necessarily describe to you from 2017, but Gaia stuck them on the picture
Wow.
of the women from the
Oh, that's so
real
neat.
picture. Yeah, so it's kind of fun. And then cherry blossoms, that's the big symbol of DC. They take place every spring, and it's trees that were given to the country from Japan. They're very well taken care of, and they come out every year, late March, early April, and it's probably our busiest time.
Oh my gosh, and it's so intricate. So this was painted just directly
Directly on the wall.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, unbelievable.
Mhm.
I love how the shadowing and everything looks great there.
Yeah.
No, so tell me some more about there's some other artwork here that I've already seen.
Sure
It's
is.
beautiful.
Sure is. So this one here on the right actually has to do with Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Okay.
As you can see in the picture right over here, what the artist here did was explode the collar so that you can see it up against the wall.
Wow.
So you get a sense of paying homage to people that made a difference, changed for good, and really kind of came here to help things. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is somebody that we focused on. You can see that she's known for her collars, and this collar that you can see over there was blown up and kind of pulled apart and stuck behind the front desk here as a symbol of somebody that very important in terms of justice throughout the country.
Absolutely. Now, how do you actually get in touch with the people who make this beautiful artistry? Like, how do you build those connections?
In this case, we had time because we were starting from scratch, opening a hotel, and we used a consultant to help us connect with artists that came up with ideas that that melded with what our intention was.
Oh, that's so wonderful. So you can kind of tell them which direction you want to go with it, and then they can curate that content specifically for your property.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love this. It's really beautiful.
So, Brandy, what I wanted to show you up here on the right is a picture of the Statue of Freedom that sits on top of the Capitol.
Oh.
And there are a couple things that I love. One is that she holds a shield, and the artist here has made the picture out of reflective mirrored shields.
Wow.
Which is really cool. And so if you walk backwards, you can see it perfectly. As you get close, it becomes ill-defined, which is something I particularly like. It was designed in the 1850s and took a while to get here from Italy, where it was done. And once here, it needed to actually be put on top of the Capitol.
Yes.
And the company that was picked to do it, its people went on strike, and so the company actually used a gentleman, and he was actually not even a free person, putting the Statue of Freedom up there. So it's incredibly, to me, it's a dichotomy. It's
Yes.
just incredible.
My gosh, that's such a powerful story.
It really is, and we have others. So come with me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now we did our grand opening in November of last year, and these were painted at that event.
Wow.
And the whole thought here was leaning into the word royal, because, oh my gosh, you can do so many things with that. And one of the things that we did was to lean into the fact that these two paintings reflect something royal. I don't know if you can tell what they might be, but I'm not going to quiz you. What we have here is Elvis Presley, who's of course the king. And that's actually a time that he actually came in 1973 to meet with Nixon, because he wanted to be an agent of the federal government. He actually brought his gun. They had to take the gun away from him. He didn't realize. And it's just a famous meeting. Nixon did it because he wanted the young people to think that he was cool.
Yeah.
And so it was a great, political opportunity for him, opportunity for Elvis, and that is an actual, painting of a picture that actually took place. In fact, it's the most highly requested picture to be duplicated by the Smithsonian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then the other one, that's again a nod to the royal theme, is JFK and Jackie, and this would be Camelot, which, again, seems royal to me.
Yes.
Randy, this is something I also wanted to show you. We're now on the penthouse level, and the Crown Ballroom is right behind us. And so this is a nod to, it's almost like a Game of Thrones crown. I love it. And again, it's very subtle, but it's the artwork that's up here on the penthouse level.
That's beautiful. I love this.
We've also got a really nice terrace. Can I take you there?
I would love to see it. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful out here.
It is beautiful.
Wow.
And the weather is just perfect today, and you can hear all the sirens just perfectly.
I love that.
What I wanted to show you out here was, in terms of our location, the train station, Union Station, is right over there. So for anybody that, wants to take Amtrak, the Excella, etc., it is such an easy way to get here. We're looking directly east. It's about a 3-minute walk, I would say. Just north of us is Noma, which is north of Mass, which prior to the Union Station being built in 1912, that area was actually called Swamp Poodle.
Wow.
And the reason it was called that was because there were lots of rivers that went through there, and so it was always marshy, it was always muddy, and it was largely Irish immigrants who had showed up after the potato famine. And so with the accent, it came up as Swamp Poodle, and Puddle. And just a fascinating kind of time where lots of people showed up because there was plenty of work. They were building the Capitol, they were building the Navy Yard, And so it was, a real kind of mixing bowl of different waves of immigrants coming in to the city, a lot of them living there because it was close to work. And it was apparently something. At one point, it was not even a place that the police wanted to go.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
that all ended when Union Station was built and all of the trains were put underground
Wow.
as opposed to above ground.
Wow. And this location is really perfect. I mean, you can walk to the Capitol pretty
You
much.
can walk to the
Yeah,
Capitol,
right?
you can walk to Union Station, you've got the Postal Museum right there. We are surrounded by so many associations and corporate offices that it's convenient for them to use us.
Yeah.
And we love having them there because many of these organizations have annual meetings.
Mhm.
And provided we do the great job that we're doing now, we can certainly hope that they'll be back again next year.
Wow, well, it's amazing to have such a luxurious property so close to everything, right in the middle of everything. I mean, I can't imagine even what the rooms look like. I'm so excited to take a look at those.
They are huge. Let me show you.
Okay, let's go. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'll take you inside some of the luxury suites at the Royal Sonesta, Capitol Hill. Welcome back to Hotel Incredible at the Royal Sonesta, Capitol Hill. Oh my gosh, look at this room. Wow.
You could really fit 2 rooms at other hotels right into this one room. And this is typical. Most of the rooms are about this size, some are larger. And it really comes down to the fact that size matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how were you able to integrate that? I mean, because like you said, most hotels don't have this spacious of rooms. So was that difficult to do?
It really wasn't because we used an existing building from the 1970s and kept the columns. And by keeping the columns, that dictated the size of the rooms.
Oh, really?
Because that's basically how it laid out. And so the average room is 500 square feet, which is literally, twice as big as some of the other hotels in town.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, really great. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was the Royal Sonesta. One of the branding things was we decided that we should all have mascots. And it was really nice because we had some time to think about it here. And we thought about, okay, hardworking people coming to do good in Washington, D.C. and to make change and things. And we thought the beaver would be great. And we thought it would be great because not only is it one of the few animals that actually improves its environment, but it works as a team, and so that translates to running a hotel. So if you were to go up to the front desk, for instance, they might say, hey, why'd you pick the beaver? And they say, because teamwork is what we're all about.
Oh,
So
I
it
love
really,
that.
really works well. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
And you've got a different animal, a different mascot at each of the individual Royal Sonestas, and they all have a story. So it's really fun.
Oh, that is neat. I was just going to ask you about that, if they are all different for each Royal Sonesta.
They sure are.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I love that story. That's such a beautiful story, and I had no idea walking in here what that was about, so I love to hear that there's actually so much context behind that.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you. Now, I'm going to show you the suite.
Oh, I would love to see it.
Great.
Wow, oh my gosh. Look at this room.
Pretty amazing. This is one of our 16 suites, Brandy.
Wow, this is so spacious.
It really is. They go very quickly. Many of them connect, so it could be a great opportunity for a couple, to have a little privacy, and the kids could be in the next room. We have that on a number of floors. It's really important. And in addition to the suites, I did want to tell you about the rest of the hotel. So we have a great restaurant. It's a French bistro. We provide room service. You can pick it up on your own. You can have it delivered. And probably what we're known for at this stage is meetings.
Really?
There are so many people that are excited about the fact that there's a new hotel to do their meeting at that's actually on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
We are booking them right and left. And so that tends to be our biggest type of business, and we do a great job of it, and I think as a result, the hotel's going to be a real success.
Oh my gosh. And you guys, I mean, with the Royal Sonestas and Sonesta in general, you guys have just been expanding and growing like crazy.
We really have. And to that point, I think that you should probably reach out to my colleague, Brian Quinn, because he can tell you a lot about that in particular.
Oh, okay.
He's in charge of development, and he can fill you in on what the future looks like for the chain.
Oh, I would love that.
Great.
Great. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I interview Brian Quinn, the Chief Development Officer of Sonesta. Welcome back to Hotel Incredible and my interview with Brian Quinn, the Chief Development Officer of Sonesta. Hi, Brian. It's so great to see you.
Hey, Brandy, how are things going in Washington, D.C.?
Oh, it's beautiful here. What an amazing property.
So thankful for Hotel Incredible to look at one of our great iconic Royal Sonestas in our nation's capital.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's been wonderful to walk this property and see all of your beautiful suites and the artwork and the history and just, I mean, the location is phenomenal.
Yeah, we're really excited to be, in the market there, so close to the nation's capital and Union Station, and just like at the crossroads right there, where a lot of the locals enjoy this area, and it's so convenient for the people traveling, especially on the Amtrak coming into the city to speak to their public officials.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I guess you're the person I would want to talk to about kind of on the development side. I'm curious about kind of that whole backstory and how did this all come to be?
We look to be in major markets and urban centers and destination locations, but we had an opportunity here through an affiliated company with our office, REIT OPI, to unlock some value. Washington, D.C. was one of the markets that took a bit of a hit as it relates to sort of, work from home is sticking there a little bit. And the dynamic it was to try and enter the market with an iconic hotel in a great location and unlock value for, all the constituents that we're responsible for. And we had this office building that was acquired through the affiliated company and had to be reimagined. And when we layered in the potential for a hotel and for where we were positioning Royal Sonesta and all the growth at Sonesta, we made the decision to make it a Royal and then really lean in, as you saw with our approach to meetings and being design-led and the robust food and beverage offering. If we were going to do it, we were going to spend the money, we wanted to make sure it was iconic and that it moved the entire brand forward in addition to that location.
Oh, that's wonderful. And also another great point that we learned today was like through that reimagining, it was able to make these guest rooms so spacious and so large, really.
I think the team did an incredible job here. You really can't tell it's an office building for the most part when you're in the hospitality spaces, and it doesn't always work out that way. But there's a few things that from the development lens that we feel that owners and developers should think about, so the guest can have a great experience and the operators can run a great hotel. I think we were lucky in this case that where the way the building was laid out, we weren't going to have a problem with natural light. We were going to be able to work around the load-bearing columns, and the construction was in a format that was pretty open, and that lends itself to being able to do what we did with the first floor and the F&B execution and the meeting space, and then on the second floor to put that unique space in there where you feel like you're outside but you're inside, and you can imagine that plays really well for breakouts and meetings and the social pieces, and then having the F&B approach. I think the design approach and the F&B approach is our secret weapons at that location. We were really able to bring a lot of the brand DNA to life in the hotel, sort of ahead of where we were with the broader brand messaging, I think. And we were just had the opportunity to bring so many of the elements to bear in this case, which was, it's been a great showplace for us, for the development community, and the feedback from the guests has been incredible.
Yeah, it was absolutely such a beautiful property. You've been able to integrate all of these things so cohesively and so, seamlessly, really. So tell me a little bit about what's next for Sonesta or for Royal Sonesta or Sonesta just in general as a brand.
So we've been on quite a journey of growth, and most recently we had our annual conference in Las Vegas where we brought all the 13 brands together. Next for us is to renovate our existing Royal Sonestas so that all of them can get close to, I don't know that they'll all get right to the point of Capitol Hill, but get close and begin to deliver on many of the elements that you see there around the design, using art, using music, having it rooted in the local flavor. You saw where we had fun with Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the artwork and how that tied into her approach to jewelry and how she presented herself on the court.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be here. This hotel is absolutely incredible. It's so beautiful. It's been a pleasure to be here, and thank you for taking the time to go through that kind of development standpoint about Sonesta in general.
Absolutely. It's so great to be with you, and we think it's an incredible hotel, and it's Hotel Incredible. So you guys have a great day, and we're so thankful that you spend so much time there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian.
See you soon.
Bye.
Thanks.
Wow, what an incredible property. I love how the Royal Sonesta has integrated local art and artists into their design. Not many properties do that. I also love how they've emphasized luxury and size of their guest rooms. For a DC location, that's really hard to find. And for anyone visiting Washington, DC, the Royal Sonesta has the perfect location that's walking distance to everything you'd want to see, including the Capitol. Well, that's it for this episode of Hotel Incredible. I'm Brandy Connor. See you next time. Next week on Hotel Incredible, I take you to the one-of-a-kind floating cabins at Scorpion Bay. Here you can experience unbelievable lakefront views and endless water sports right outside your door, including kayaking, paddleboarding, jet skis, and even a yacht toozy. Don't miss the chance to discover Arizona's ultimate oasis and find out why these floating cabins make for an unforgettable stay. Don't miss Hotel Incredible, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on TV Asia.